Chainsaw Man.
Arf, arf, wharf.
Dude, you may have noticed we adopted a couple puppers for the office here, along with the penguin, the cat, the Makima, the raw chicken, the cake, the cigarettes, the starfish, the brain in a jar, the cell phone, the chain, the pencil, the porn of us fucking Makima, the cactus, the eyes, the heart, the bat, and the SIM card. And the Vex, because he is an animal. They are an animal, in fact.
Yes, very much an animal. This is our first post Susan Wonky YouTube video, Red. The CEO.
Yeah, no, I did hear about that.
Yeah.
So the question is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Please explain to people who don't know.
So, like, the CEO of YouTube stepped down today.
Did she step down today, or did she announce that she's gonna step down?
Announced or stepped down. It don't matter.
Right.
The thing is, like, nothing's gonna change for at least the first, like, 6 months, because...
Right. So the main question is, will it be better or worse, right? And that's a good question, because, like, I've seen it before where, like... I think to like Nintendo. Oh, by the way, I am sick, so sorry, my voice may be a little. And yeah, I might have a little bit of, so sorry about that. But
some mouth breathing going on.
It's awful. But like I've seen it before with Nintendo. They actually had a really, I mean, it was sad because Satoru Iwata died, but the guy who replaced him was fucking amazing. And they started like doing shit that like fans have been asking for a long time, like yada yada yada. So like. I hope to see. I mean, in a perfect world, this is now where someone would come in and be like, "All right, let's make this."
We need to fix all the shit.
Yeah, I mean, if someone came in and maybe cared a little less about like profits and said, "Hey, let's try to actually run this as like a." Like it can still be profitable, but just a little less so. And
let's be realistic here.
Yeah, it is possible. It's just not likely.
It is. So like, let's be realistic about how ads work. Coca-Cola would put a fucking ad on a Nazi rally and not care. They care about the rates of which they're actually putting the fucking ad up for.
Yeah, I think. How do I want to word this? I think it comes down a little bit more to, you have to make them feel like they need to put ads on there, right? So I feel like if you trailblaze ahead and make YouTube a cool ass place. And like it was destroying cable TV, cable news when the algorithm was working the way it was. Where like. No one was watching fucking CNN, Fox News. They were watching like their YouTubers, right?
Right.
And then they kind of like had to skewer the algorithm because like cable was like, instead of just failing, like it's supposed to happen in fucking capitalism, like sorry, you failed. YouTube's the new TV. They were like, no, make us successful on YouTube. So, you know what I mean?
87 Jimmy Fallon videos at the front.
Right. So point being, right? If they just said no, actually, fuck you. We're a place for the creators. Come on here and try to do your best. Like there'd be a point where the advertisers would have to, right? I mean,
that's what was so cap. But that was what was so fast.
There's sorry, almost done. There's no like if they continued the way they did, there's no way that they would be able to resist putting ads on YouTube because it is the new TV, or at least it was for a long time. I mean, who the fuck, like, you're not getting much from the ad that's being watched on, like, CNN with, like, what is CNN getting now? Like 5,000 viewers a day or something?
I haven't checked in a while.
I just know it's absurdly low. Like, one of the YouTubers I watched for news, like, talked about how he was beating them, for on a couple days. So, like, yeah.
Yeah, but let's be realistic. That was one of the interesting things about COVID, right? Because all those talk show hosts had to adapt to what we've been doing for fucking years, right?
And they suck at it. You remember, like Stephen Colbert, who you think is like super funny, and then all of a sudden you remove him from his fucking like laugh track audience, and it was just awkward as fuck.
Yeah, and you put in like Jimmy Fallon. He's trying to like shoehorn his kids into it, but the only one that actually succeeded was really Conan. And
I didn't watch enough of him. I don't know.
So like he's already like stand up by tradition, so he knew what the fuck he was doing to make things entertaining, but having to adapt to that, like he was utilizing the lack of an audience and everything. Like he actually adapted, but like I don't foresee, like I was said, for like the first 6 months of YouTube to see any change. I want to see, for every fail that Susan had, like she did do some good things. She allowed, for those who don't know, like the back end of YouTube now, we can see like the exact timestamp of when something was copyrighted. And you can see like who's disputing it. You can actually do a little bit of research. Like, is this bullshit? If this is bullshit, I can dispute this. Oh, like that was a good thing she did for creators, and she also allowed us to like monetize shorts. That's two big ones for creators as a whole. But everything else, like bowing to like shortening the algorithm span to pumping out more limitations on what you can and can't say in a video. Like she did some horrible things that fucked a lot of us over. So I'm curious how this new guy is going to handle it. They announced it. I cannot for the life of me pronounce his name, and I'm not going to try to.
Yeah, I don't really care what his name is. I just want to see what he ends up doing. Like,
Right.
So it'll be like, is he gonna be like, I don't know his name, but the comparisons I'll make is this gonna be an Elon Musk or the new Nintendo guy? Like, those are the two options here.
Right. You really have the polar opposites of buying or inheriting a company there and either tanking it to like its lowest to where your for you for Twitter is nothing but Elon tweets.
You saw that about how he's like, excuse me, why did Biden's fucking
reacts.
tweet get? Yeah, that's dude wild when you're competing with it, sir. He's like, why is Biden getting more likes than me? Sir, he's the president of the United States. He's the most powerful man in the world. Not enough. You're fired.
I spent $44 billion. Let me validate my micro penis of an ego.
If I'm not getting the most tweet likes, the funny thing is I can see you doing that, Vex. Buying Twitter just to get all the likes.
I don't give enough of a fuck about Twitter to buy it, but I would
stop tweeting so much. God damn it.
I would come closer to buying YouTube.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Buy Twitch.
If I can ever afford to outbid Bezos, I'll get right on that, Red.
just go into debt. Just like buy it on a credit card or something. Pay it off.
That's not how my credit is not that good, my friend.
Okay, have a kid and have their credit buy it. The perfect credit.
I did.
They're a baby.
So like here's the between like HRT and having a vasectomy, like I'm sterile as fuck, and also
Where's
I
the
didn't
womb transplant, baby.
I did not have any of my little swimmers frozen, so yeah.
Oh.
There will be no baby vax.
How do you like that, Mom, Dad? All right. Anyway,
if you stuck around this long, congratulations.
So Asa is a dog now, and I would be lying if I told you that I didn't find it at least a little hot.
Red's tags are updating to pet play. Congratulations.
Listen, I've been so sick. I haven't masturbated for like a week, which is a long time for me.
Buy a Hitachi one and the little sucky sucker attachment. You don't have to do any of the work.
I have a pussy. Does that work for non-pussy havers?
Yes, it does. You can buy like a fleshlight attachment. It's a little stroke sleeve.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ellie wants me to see. We're kind of doing a bit of like teasing play. She wants to see how big of a load I can produce.
I have some pills for that still.
Yeah, honestly, just hand them over, motherfucker. But anyway, so no, hopefully we can take care of that tomorrow on Friday. But like, I don't know, bro. Something a little hot about it. Like
denial is really a fun little kink to have. I'm not going to lie there.
The pet play thing.
No, the denial play there.
Yeah, that's very fun. No, all right, no, but right now we're talking about pet play because it's relevant to the chapter. Okay, are you gonna tell me that because you know what it is, and we're gonna break down this kink right now. Okay, you know what it is. Asa is a very like the way she presents herself is very dignified, right? She tries to come off as very serious. You know, she's like, "This is ridiculous. I hate you." She's very like she is that like I don't know. Well, there's a word for it. I can't think of it. Like she reminds me almost of like Raven from Teen Titans. You know what I mean? Like that's the vibe she puts off, right? She's trying to be. Although with Asa, it's like clearly a front. You know, she's trying to be very serious because she's desperate to be taken seriously. But like, there is something hot about seeing someone like that be reduced to a mere animal, right? That's I mean that's classic. What would you call that? Degradation?
Yeah, it lines up with degradation.
There's something a little hot about that, right? That's why you see it in every hentai where it's like she's like it's the mean girl, and then by the end of it they're like on their knees begging for the dick, right? I mean, like, so yeah, I think there's something a little hot about it. I'm just gonna put that up.
There definitely is.
Yeah, my man. All right. Oh,
sure,
and
we'll get
honestly,
canceled for using that meme.
Her fucking butt on the first page 1 on the bottom, she's got a badonk going on there. Are you seeing this?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. God. That is definitely the thumbnail, right? Like that panel.
Arf, arf, warf. Dude. Fuck. It's fucked up. You know what I've really
You can slap me on Asa. I'm okay with being degraded.
We can say this too. You know, Denji has really impressed me. You know, he's a remember because the meme in the early bit of our reviews was like, will Denji rape? which is, thank God.
Did you hear that bleep there, editor?
There's no bleep. Not on my channel, baby. No, but like that was kind of like we were, because Denji was kind of looking so bad in the early bits of this, where he's like, please,
100%.
I want a girlfriend, and I was like, oh God, but it looks like it's weird because he's like he will come off as that pathetic and say I want a girlfriend who's desperate, yada yada, but then he's not gonna be like.
He's not going to take advantage of her.
Yeah, I get, and that's good, and it's impressive to me, and I almost feel like it's unrealistic.
It shouldn't be impressive. It's a very low hurdle.
Yeah, but impressive for Denji, I guess. I don't know.
Impressive for a Fujimoto production.
Yeah, I just had such low standards for Denji, and I guess I shouldn't have. How do I want to word this? Every kind of person I've met in real life that acts like Denji, in regards to women, is a scumbag. That's so I think that
actually, I haven't lost my virginity by choice, sir.
Yeah, so I mean, and like, I guess maybe I've forgotten what it's like to be this young or whatever, but like nowadays, like whenever I see someone online talking about women the way Denji does, where he's like
an Andrew Tate.
Yeah, well, no, well, that's a good example. Denji strikes me as the kind of guy who would watch Andrew Tate, be like, oh, I'm just not alpha enough.
I need to get more alpha. I need to, be arrested for sex crimes.
Mm-hmm. But I need to
stop.
I need to start looking at Denji as someone who's figured out half the puzzle, but not the other half yet. Like he knows how to treat a person with respect. He's just desperate, desperate, but not. He's not at the incel level yet. I don't know if he will, but he's not at the level where he's like blaming the women, like fuck these women. In fact,
he hasn't entered his misogyny arc yet.
Well, I'm hoping not ever, but like because the last chapter, if anything, he started to blame himself. So it's less of a he's not at the incel thing where he's like, fuck it, it's the women's fault, but he's more like, I think, self-degradation, because he was like, oh no, do I smell bad? Is it the wet dog smell? Which I love, by the way. In this chapter, we know that it's Nayuta filling his head with like, no, that's a good smell, idiot. So anyway, let's talk about Nayuta. Love her because she is like a perfect melding of like Makima and Denji. Like she really is like if Makima was raised by Denji, because you can see a bunch of Denji's like personality traits and quirks in her.
Right,
she laughs the same.
She picked on it. Yeah.
Yeah, she laughs the same way he does, and that fucking peace sign thing that he likes to do a lot. Go ahead.
He's right. She's right there doing the peace sign, and my favorite thing here is on page 6 to 7.
Okay.
No more getting friendly with her.
The way she's laying.
Yeah.
Bro, the disrespect, dude. She's like, she's really is just like one of her dogs.
She really is. It's just like fucking.
Look, she's like laying on her and like petting her and shit.
That's 100% the Makima coming out in her.
Oh, definitely. Because remember, Makima looked at humans like dogs, and I'm guessing that that's a control devil thing. I imagine the control devil in general does, but it's that can be good or bad. So if she's looking at humans like dogs, but she's not going to use them, but rather she truly does love them. I don't know. It's weird, but she definitely clearly still looks down on people. And remember, a prerequisite of the control devil's ability is that she has to look down on you in order to use her power on you. So that means she, by default, even knowing absolutely nothing about Asa, walking in immediately is like, I look down on you.
You are lesser than I am.
Mm-hmm. I just know. I don't need to fucking analyze anything about that. But I wonder, though, if she feels that way about Denji. I'm gonna guess no, because Denji is like her father figure, and clearly there's like a kind of a mutual respect there, because instead of just like forcing him like, give me ice cream, bitch, she has to like make this deal. So my vibe there is that she, in an improvement from Makima, she is not looking down on him like Makima would have. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because the only reason she didn't use it against Denji was because Denji was Chainsaw Man, or had Chainsaw Man in him. And she didn't look down on Chainsaw Man, but she did look down on Denji, It's kind of like a power, like, just caught there, Yeah. But it's interesting, though, because I would definitely say that this is not a perfect relationship. There's still a lot of toxicity here. He's still being very controlled and taken advantage of by her. He's pushing back a little bit more. It's not nearly as bad as Makima. He's able to be like, come on, turn her back. But, I mean, she still definitely wears the pants in this fucking household relationship.
1,000%.
And I'm sitting here like this scene here where he's like, you come first, Nayuta. I'm like, dude, like, I don't know. Because she only mentions the, like, I don't like her scent thing towards the very end. As far as, let me find it. Where does she say that? Where does she say that? Maybe
while you're getting to that, I'm on pages 10 to 11 here.
Uh-huh.
I hate seeing Asa look this dejected here. Because in her own way, like, she wanted this to work.
I love Asa so much. Yeah. I agree. I found it, by the way. So it wasn't the very end, but she definitely. So she only said the scent thing after the other points. She was like, "Hey, you have bad luck with women. You've told me about that. Why do you think this is different?" Then she gives her conditions, and then she says, "Besides, I don't like her scent." So, like, the reason I bring that up is because I wonder if she would do this with any woman. Because the rules were, don't make out with me. It's not. I have a feeling this isn't just because it's the War Devil, because clearly Nyota's like, oh, there's something sus about this girl, right? She's smelling devil on her. I'm guessing that she can't discern immediately that there's like a devil within her or she's in a contract, but at the very least she can discern she's been in contact with the devil recently, right? So she's probably thinking like, oh, this has got some Rize shit written all over it, which, because I imagine Denji's like sat down and told her these stories,
100%.
So, but again, I do wonder though. The vibes I'm getting is that she would do this with any woman, right? And it's once again very controlling. So like in this situation that he's in with Nayuta here, could he ever get into a relationship, or would she stop every single one of them?
It's a good question. Like, it is weird, right? Because on one hand, I think she would try to, because she wants to be still like number one.
Because reason number one was she spit on my property. Denji being her property, right? And then she didn't. The final thing she mentioned was, also her scent's bad. So like, it's continue.
Like, she wants to be number one in his life no matter what, because she wants to control him, because that's her dad basically. But on the other hand, I don't think she would look down on somebody of Shang the Quan Shi level, like, super powerful. You're in line with how strong this is, how strong my dad is. I think maybe if Asa / Yoru were to become more self-confident, that would have worked better with her. Because I still think, like, to the control level, she wants somebody powerful.
Oh, interesting. So you're thinking almost maybe it's like that's like a classic trope, and like where it's like you need to believe in yourself before you can. So in a way, she would be like a gateway for the relationship to be successful. It's like, this relationship isn't going to work unless you both are confident in yourselves and you've overcome like your own little inner things. That'd be interesting. She's like the fucking, I want to make sure this shit works. Denji's had enough fucking heartbreak.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
In her own weird way, she's trying to protect her dad.
I like that outlook of it. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. But yeah, let's see here. So basically, what are the conditions here? So she gets to eat ice cream every day, and I like Denji's response to that. Like, well, as long as I get some. And then don't get friendly with her, which is shitty. Which I'm curious, because inevitably they're gonna get back. They're gonna interact more in the future, and I wonder how that's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's hard because like they still both go to the same school.
So no more getting friendly with her. So like that's very vague, right? Like, can he be friends with her? But probably not, right? Because getting friendly isn't just an innuendo for like sex things. I imagine.
Right. It's definitely going to have a deeper connotation moving on.
But so the memories have been altered now that she's been stood up. So I imagine, because at first I thought the memory was going to be altered that like he got, like she went to his house and she
didn't like the vibes.
No, let me rephrase that. At first, when I saw that, I thought it was going to be like, oh, when she went to kiss, he like pushed her away, and that was going to be the memory. But no, the memory's been altered that like he didn't even show up to take her to his house. So none of that happened in her memory. Because what she's talking about is the aquarium date. That's the last time she remembers. You know what I mean? Right. So that's even worse. I mean, like, that's not just like, hey, we forced ourselves on him and he said no. This is, he didn't even show up. He didn't show up. Which is a flex, right? Which I almost wonder if that will make her even almost more infatuated with him. Because it's like one of those like, I don't know.
Ooh, he's a bad boy.
It's like a power move, right? Yep. Like, damn, I'm the one that wants him now at this point more than he wants me, right?
I'm just a useless little. I'm not going to continue that line.
But it is sad because like
she even admits like she thinks it's like hormones kicking in.
Well, she's coping hardcore. She's
Right.
having a major cope session here. I love this page where she's just like, sure, maybe I wanted the touch of an opposite. I just wanted some human touch, of course. Right, coping majorly, and she's trying to do that.
I just wanted to feel something, goddammit, and it was on Valentine's Day this chapter came out.
But yeah, true. But at the same time, though, it's obvious to me that like she's saying all this with like a very monotone voice. Like she's trying to.
Fujimoto playing that shit, by the way.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And she's trying to analyze it from like a brain chemical standpoint, which is what I think a cope that people do when they're really hurt, but they're trying to like not be hurt. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because again, they had a connection there. It was subtle. It wasn't like super overt, but like Denji kind of gave her enough confidence to let her mask slip off, and
she got to be like her real self again for the first time in a long time, and that sucks.
So yeah, I'm interested where this is gonna go. And then so now we have the Yoshida stuff, and if Yoshida is up to some weird shit, which
Yoshida's the cucking devil.
No, and I know that's the meme here. He's clearly not here to fuck her. Like that's not what's happening. Like I don't think that for a second. I assume you don't think so either.
No.
Yeah, like that's.
It would be funny if Fujimoto found a way to shoehorn another kink into his.
Yeah. I mean, the wording is very sexual. Like, keep me company, almost like an escort or something. But like, clearly that's not what's happening. There's been weird things about Yoshida for a bit, and we haven't been able to kind of discern if he's like good or bad, or if he's got, when they got out of the aquarium and he had that like kind of stare down with Fami. It's weird, right? Like he could, and I've even seen people in the comments thinking he's going to be like the Makima of this arc, and end up being like really bad. So like either this is like the beginning of the oh shit he's bad reveal going on, and he's going to like turn her on some shit, or if he is just chill, maybe this is the moment where like he kind of explains what's going on with Denji and what's going on with, and maybe this is like him offering to help, like, hey, I know you got this war devil in you. You want me to help you try to get that out of you? There's a lot of things that could happen here. Because I mean, he does know. I don't know if you remember one of the first chapters of this part. It's the classic, how big that dick be, small, leave me alone. Do you remember that was me?
Oh god, yeah.
When she was like, boy, be my boyfriend, and he clearly knows. He was like, okay.
Not interested in fucking a literal devil.
Yeah, and also, if I remember correctly too, I'm pretty sure he noticed when the face changed as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he definitely
that subtle little scar popping up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It could be a lot of things here. What do you think he's up to?
Well, he's definitely channeling the Riz Devil with the language, but he's up to some scheming, and I've always thought he was a little schemy. Like he's looking out for himself, but he does kind of care. But he's still like, number one is me and no one else kind of thing.
It is weird and sus that is he a college or he's like senior in high school, right?
I would assume he'd be like the senior class here. I mean, he's clearly more aged than everybody else.
It's always been strange to me that he's a senior in high school, and yet he's so powerful that he was like considered out of all the people during the Assassin's arc, like he was a guy in that.
He was the guy. He was the man.
Well, he was like a hired bodyguard for Denji, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
So I mean, he's like, and it's implied he's up there. Even Kishibe was like, "Hey, I saw how you fought. You want to like be part of my whole stop Makima plan?" And he's like, "Nah,
nah, I choose life."
He's a smart guy. He's it's interesting. So I mean,
he's definitely the kind of guy that he's looking out to win no matter what side he's on, like a Roman Torchwick from fucking Ruby kind of style.
I see that, yeah, and like, I mean, don't slouch on his fucking strength. I mean, he obviously it was brief because it's Quan, but he did kind of go toe to toe. He had a fist fight with Quan. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah, he was 1-on-1 with the Undertaker there.
Yeah, he survived for a decent amount of time against Quan. So I mean, like he's weirdly powerful, like suspiciously so. There's no way his only contract is the octopus. That's his front shit. He's got some other shit going on.
Oh, definitely. And I'm curious. And now we're back on a weekly schedule for this shit.
Yes.
Or at least for this week. Who knows?
I'm thinking that he probably took last week off to get his dick sucked and like stomped on a little bit, probably.
Yeah. Definitely he was the bottom in whatever scenario was going on for there.
Valentine's Day, it's been
you can get pegged for Valentine's Day.
Ugh, my voice is actively
So,
escaping me.
final thoughts, and then I got an announcement at the end.
What is no? Don't plug your shit. You need to clear this with me as my channel. What are we plugging?
So I'm going to give you a link to the update video I did for the main channel, so it can be here, so like people will be able to know.
A lot of people here don't even watch the main channel, man.
Oh, I don't doubt that, but like what'll be happening with this channel, because I talk about like once Chainsaw Man's done, that's when I kind of step back from this project as well. And you got One Piece going on with Thurman in the near future, and then I'll drop in if we both read something, that is.
Yeah, basically it's just that he doesn't want to force himself into like talking about stuff that he's not interested in. So it's just gonna be Chainsaw Man, and anything else. It's not worth a whole announcement. That's always been your thing. Announcements about announcements that aren't worth announcements. Like it's not worth it, man. Like just do the thing or don't do the thing.
Yeah. But you, on the other hand, have made this like your brand. Talking about manga and everything. So I'm just not into like forcing 7,000 videos about manga anymore, so I'm doing my own thing, streaming on what was the third channel. I just rebranded it as Vexatron, and then that's where you can find me after Chainsaw Man if you're interested.
There you go. Yeah, the Twitch is fun. Sometimes I'm there as well. But yeah, well, I forgot what we were talking about.
Final thoughts, because this was a short ass chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's.
I kind of want to know more about like the Kishibe stuff that's going on in the background too, because
surely we got to be getting to Kishibe at this point.
Yeah, because we're having Yoshida go undercover with Asa/Yoru here for whatever this plan is. And then we have Denji and Yata slice of life story going on probably in the background. Why can't I have a girlfriend, Yata?
Yeah, and I'm praying every day that Fujimoto doesn't take that into a weird place. I'm believing in him.
Please don't.
You know how Japan loves their obsessive, doting little sisters. It's I believe in him. I believe that he's gonna keep it away. But at the same time, every chapter is going to be like diffusing an atomic bomb. I'm going to be like, come on.
Right?
Come on, Fujimoto. You can make it through another one without making Naruto want to fuck Denji. Please. As far as I can tell from the work I've seen of him, he doesn't seem to be doing the weird, like, lol, I'm a 4,000-year-old lolly dragon, so it's okay to fuck me. He doesn't seem to be that kind of Japanese author. If he's ever doing weird pedo shit, it's more in the, like... these are bad guys doing this. It's portrayed in like this is a bad guy thing,
sort of route in a way. Yeah.
As long as it's not like fetishized and like it's a lot of it is about portrayal, right? Like you can have, and I think sometimes because media literacy is dead, sometimes that's lost on people. A good example is, and I'm not even a big fan of My Hero Academia, but a good example is like Endeavor. I remember when like he was a thing that was happening and his arc was happening. People were like, "Oh my god." He's Horikoshi's pro child abuse or some shit. I'm like, no, dude. Just because you have a fucking character that does the thing doesn't mean that
the author is pro the thing.
No, it'd be different if like your story is like, here's All Might. He abused children, and then it's like never mentioned again, and he's still like the hero of the story. It'd be like, what the fuck? That's all about portrayal.
Well, no, that's when All Might got canceled on Twitter,
Well, good. Let me think of it. Oh God, I'm dying. A good example is Harry Potter. You can kind of go back and like retroactively kind of realize the type of beliefs that J.K. Rowling has.
1,000%.
Like the fact that Harry Potter got all this fucking money and never once like used it to like help any of his poor friends. You know what I mean? Like
right.
There's a lot of like weird or an even better one is the fact that like Harry was just cool with having Creature as like a slave house elf and never like freed him.
Also, the fact that every fucking diversity character was a stereotypical name, like Cho Chang.
Oh, dude, we love Cho Chang. What about fucking... I don't remember what his first name was, but it was something... Shacklebolt was the black character?
Ramsey Shacklebolt.
Was it Ramsey? No, that doesn't sound familiar.
I believe.
No, think of a more stereotypical black name.
Let me
Don't
see.
say anything. Well, I'm a Shacklebolt. I'm looking it up right now.
Shacklebolt, Harry Potter.
Kingsley.
It was Kingsley.
Oh, yeah, dude.
unknown length wood and core for his
Whoa,
wand. He's
whoa.
packing that BBC.
Yeah, of course. It cannot be known by man, white man.
His dick is the shackle bolt.
Oh my god. And then you saw the trans character, Serona
Serona
Ryan.
Ryan, yeah.
Ugh. Wow.
They dug into like the game's files apparently and found out what was named, but that's escaping my mind. Like the voice lines for that
But
character.
yeah, it's all about betrayal, right? So like, in Fire
Don't
Punch.
name your cat the N-word cat.
Yeah, in Fire Punch, his other work, Fujimoto, there are dogs fucking children. I don't remember if it shows it or if it's just implied.
It's implied. I don't think we got far enough to see if they showed it.
And as fucked as that is, it's not like I don't even know. It's not like, ooh, this is a good thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like the villains are doing that, right? It's like
right.
And
Well, you would also return to Monkey in that world, basically.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, Fujimoto clearly likes to, at least in Fire Punch, everything is overblown. Like, he went so fucked up. One of my favorite characters in Fire Punch, I don't remember her name, but it's a character
the reporter.
Yeah, she looked, I don't even call her a reporter.
No,
she's like a photographer.
She was like a photographer, yeah.
She looks at the world, she's got Logan Paul syndrome. She looks at the world like it's a movie. Like, she's completely lost the, like, distinction between movie and reality.
I'm liking his redemption arc, though.
Yeah, so, who?
Logan Paul.
Oh, yeah?
He's kind of having his own little redemption arc, and then his fucking brother's deteriorating more and more.
Yeah. Didn't he do, like, an NFT thing, though, recently?
Some, like, fucking...
Some scam or whatever? Because
yeah,
you're right, he was
was
having a redemption arc, and then recently I heard he did something fucked up again. I don't know.
Yeah, he was associated to something or was partnered with it or whatever, yeah.
Either way, but no, I mean, like, just an example of how fucked up the characters are. Like, it's horribly fucked up. There's a character whose, like, whole thing is she wants to make a movie, and she's going to use the main character of the manga as her main character in her movie, because this guy is constantly on fire. Think Amaterasu from Naruto, the fire that burns until the target's, dead. Think that cast on Deadpool, right?
Yep.
So it burns until you're dead, but you can't die. So you're just constantly on fire. So she meets this guy, and she's like, oh my god, I want to make a movie about your life. But it's, not a documentary. She literally wants to, like, make a fiction cool movie using a real person, right? So there's a scene where they're on a train, and this bad guy is about to, like, rape this, I think it's like, is it a kid or like a young girl or young boy? I don't remember.
Girl, yeah.
And he's about to rape her, and she's literally just like, wait. And you think she's, like, gonna try to stop the rape, and then she's like, hold on, my camera isn't on yet. And
yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And then she's like, all right, I got a good angle. Go proceed. And
proceed with the raping.
Yeah, this is the type of shit that Fujimoto is a psychopath with his writing, and I respect it. And it really does come down to portrayal. Like, if that's portrayed as a good thing, then you're a psychopath. But it's not, right? So, yeah.
It was like literally watching Gotham if it was completely lawless.
Yeah, it's got to be very strongly condemned. When you have a thing happen, it's got to be very... the characters that are portrayed in a good way, right? Like, characters that the audience are supposed to like have to be like, that's bad. We're against that. You know what I mean?
And then the characters you're supposed to hate, you want to hate them. And
good.
As much as you were dunking on Horikoshi, like, they succeeded with that with Endeavor, you know?
Well,
but to the point, like, he could not be redeemed in the fans' eyes, and everybody is entitled to that redemption arc.
Well, that's why I'm a big fan of making characters that are, especially if you're going to write, like, a fascist character, for example, because Republicans don't have media literacy, so a lot of times they'll take a character, like the main joke, we've talked about Homelander, right? Mm-hmm. The people that unironically love Homelander and stan Homelander are probably, it's because they're into that kind of thing, right? They're into power and masculinity.
Yes!
But a good writer takes a character like that and makes them pathetic, right? They have all the strength, but it's just a bolstering, like they're presenting that because they're actually pathetic. I love that Homelander has this weird mommy's milk thing. It's so good because you always want to put something because most fascists are underneath secretly pathetic. There's this like wanton desire to portray the Nazis as like this like super genius army, but actually they were a bunch of psychopaths, just like today's right wing in America. You know what I mean? Have you read about this? Hitler was constantly high. I don't know what drug was it on that he was constantly ODing on.
I remember reading something about like him being constantly high. I can't remember the substance.
Hold on, I'm sorry. There's a famous GIF of him at the Olympics when he had taken power, but before he went like full genocide crazy. He was at one of the Olympic games, and he's like twitching, bro. He's like actually tweaking out. Like this guy had problems, and he's portrayed by history as like this super genius. But when really, if you look into like, I mean, I don't remember the exact story, but like you can look up a bunch of weird things about Hitler, and like the similarities with someone like Trump become very apparent, right? Like,
it's scary.
There was something like he commanded that his like all of his like all of his like assistants called him like Big Dog, or like not exactly that, but like he had some weird cringe nicknames, and like all of it is the exact same Nazi Republican shit, you know, like this very like I'm actually a little baby man on the inside, and I need to be fucking, I'm insecure.
Ooh, gaga.
It all stems from insecurities. So I love it when characters like that are portrayed with like a weakness, right? And that's basically goes to my point of like portrayal is very important. So like when you have a villain like that, don't just portray them as just cool. Give them like show what they're doing is wrong, right?
Exactly.
Like that's kind of, I think, when you run into problems when it's like, ooh, they're very cool, these bad people. It's like, okay, well, what makes them bad? You know what I mean?
They want their rights.
Yeah. And that's another good example, right? Like a lot of time, like in this new Harry Potter game, the fucking villains are it's a goblin revolt.
Yeah,
and it's like that sounds pretty. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm actually playing it off of content because I grew up with Harry Potter. I wanted to see like what all the fucking shit was about, but you know,
it looks decently fun to at least walk around. I mean, like the visuals look great.
It's essentially like if you slapped a Dark Souls skin over top of a Harry Potter world. It's interesting, but it's not like the fuck my ass difficulty of a Dark Souls game.
I watched Oni play the first hour of it.
Yep.
Basically, to wrap this up, Dog Asa is hot. I wish I could like consensually, like, because it's a tough one, right? Because you can't do anything to her like in that form because it's unconsensual, obviously. But if you said, hey, I got this friend who's got the power to give you the mentality of a dog. Do I have your consent? I have a PC principal style consent form right now.
You need the other section. The other section.
Can I get your consent to brainwash you, turn you into a dog, and then fuck you when you're
is a separate consent form, brah.
Yeah. Oh, I have all the consent forms. I got like a 60-page form stapled right here. Okay. Is that cool with you? Because there's something weird. I don't give a fuck. You can call me weird in the comments. There's something weirdly hot about that. You know what?
I'm going and grabbing my dog ears and my tail right now, Red.
No, but see, that's not hot. It wouldn't be hot if they looked like a dog. It's the fact that it's just like.
It's a husk of a human that is given your consent.
I think it's the objectifying thing, right? Which is like, you know, we try not to do that in personal life because that's not good. But in the bedroom, if it's two consenting adults, don't lie to yourself. There's something a little hot about the objectifying thing, right? Like, yes, there is. And like, I know Allie likes it. You know what I mean? Like, she likes it when I'm like, oh yeah, you're just a fucking fleshlight. You know, like, there's something a little hot about it. And you can go back and forth. You can have your lovey-dovey sex, and then you can have your fucking, like, smack them on the ass and be like, tighten up, bitch. Like, it's something kind of hot about it. All right? I'm
stepping on your dick, you little tranny.
This is the main thing that I've gathered from this chapter, is that I'm kind of into whatever's going on right now. Okay, it's the same exact thing when Yoruichi got turned into like a cat by fucking
yes.
Remember in that final arc where she's just like got the mentality, like she's brain dead and she's just literally a cat.
I would fuck the shit out of cat Yoruichi.
With consent, with all the consent forms signed. Yeah. It's very important.
I'm treading a very fine line this episode. I just called myself a fucking tranny.
What did you say?
I'm talking about fucking a cat girl Yoruichi.
I'd fuck a cat girl, a dog girl, a bunny girl, every type of girl.
Would you fuck a cowgirl?
Cows aren't as hot to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Got all those titties sucked on you?
I guess if the theme was like the big mommy milkers, I guess, but like not as much. Allie's literally told me she wants me to dress up like a bunny boy. I keep saying, like, buy it and I'll wear it.
I'll buy it if I can film it.
I mean, you can't film the sex probably, but if you want to film like me in the bunny boy outfit for like a skit,
Wait. Let's how to roll this into content.
I'll bring it back. Cum stand.
You hopping to Allie
No.
as the bunny boy, and then the just completely destroyed as like all the body fluid suit afterwards.
Walking back with the crusty noises.
Here you go. Here's the B-roll for that.
Yeah. To give you an idea of half of the shit when I first met her, half of the fan art on her phone was Cray Forsyth, the villain from Promare, in a bunny suit, in a bunny boy suit. That's how she's really into that.
I can understand.
She really likes Cray Forsyth.
I can understand on both angles of that.
She likes the soft-spoken big boys, which is probably why she likes me, as my voice is gone. Right. But like that's why she also likes Bartholomew Kuma from One Piece.
Also makes sense. But wrapping up this whatever this episode was.
Dude, I hope you people made it past the fucking long non-Chainsaw Man talk to get to the I want to fuck dog girl Asa talk.
Maybe put a timestamp at the beginning of the video.
It's so sad. Yoshida's here for it. Yoshida's like, you look like a girl who's just been crawling and rolling around on the floor.
Who's a filthy girl?
Whoa. Well, dude, she's gonna have a moment. He's gonna have a moment where she's like, look at your dress. It's all scuffed up. You fucked him. You don't even remember it. What?
The cancel Denchi arc begins there.
Yoru's like, yeah, it's true. You know that fucking those TikToks where it's like, check your foreskin. Like,
Oh god.
Asa, check your pussy. Hurry.
It's just dripping.
Oh god. Ew.
Hey, a good cream pie is good for everyone, okay?
Denji's like, it wasn't me, it's Pochita.
Well, I mean, in a way, that would both be dogs. And with that, peace.
Do you remember? No, real quick though, just to bolster my argument with Cannon. Do you remember when he was about to fuck? What was her fucking name? The one who died to the ghost devil.
The Himeno, the puke girl.
Yes. He was about to fuck her, and then he didn't, and then he was like, "I'm sorry, Pochita. I know you wanted some too." Like confirmed, Pochita. Pochita was ready, bro. The red rocket was coming out.
The red rocket was coming out in the video.
The Chainsaw Man red rocket. All right. I need to get to Skype.
I need to
42 minutes. That's not too bad.
No, not at all. I got to get in the Discord call with the boys.
Peace.
Chainsaw Man.
You're telling me that yours doesn't lag a little bit? You don't gotta go 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, hold on.
Nope.
Damn.
I am in the driver's seat of this one, which means I can do whatever
And
I
I'm
want.
literally in the driver's seat, driving. Listen to the airflow. Here, I'm gonna stick my phone out the window. This is definitely not dangerous. Here it comes. All right, can you hear that?
Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, this and last chapter are going to be stitched together because Red had a Depresso Espresso week.
It was half depresso espresso, half physical death. I am now a spirit roaming these waters. I was as sick as I've ever been. I was I would probably rank what I just went through in the top 10 sicknesses I've ever had.
That's pretty impressive. But life shit aside, this actually has some plot progression. Maybe
This Chainsaw Man chapter felt like a real chapter, like a chapter of another series where things happen. And again, not shitting on it, because like I love me some Chainsaw Man where it's the whole chapter is like Yoshida and Denji go to IHOP or whatever. But like this is great.
Yeah, I've been perusing the Discord because that's still a functioning thing, thanks to like Luke and the rest of the mods, and it does seem like we're having every major villain from Act 1 coming up to square up for Act 2 as like a come fight me again, you bitch.
Oh, why? So what's the theory then? Because do people
It's
know
the
what
dolls.
this is?
It's the dolls from Santa Claus. They're thinking.
Oh, I'm dumb. I
I-
really thought that. Do we know for sure? Because I just thought it was a dude killing himself. My brain went to like Suicide Devil.
Yeah,
Because
so
she's,
did
like,
mine.
Because she just went back. I'm glad you did too. Because me and you, Suicide Boys, thinking about suicide all the time. High five. But like, I don't know. Like, I was thinking because she just got done talking about how she's better off dead. And I'll be honest, I think it'd get a little old if it was like literally the same devil all the time. Like,
Oh, yeah.
the same. So it
The
could
logic-
be the dolls.
The
And
logic
he could
was
do-
like
Good.
that ending panel is where they're all just like gathered outside of her apartment complex there, that they were thinking those were the devils. I thought maybe somebody was just manifesting like mass suicide.
That's what I'd like. I think that'd be a lot cooler. I mean, like, okay, so it was a shitty movie, but like, you know how they made like a fourth Matrix movie and it came out like a year ago?
I tried to purge that from my mind.
Yeah, but there was a cool scene. Much like many shitty movies, it was comprised of a handful of scenes that were actually kind of cool, you know?
Like the second and third Matrix movies.
Yeah. So like, there was a scene in that. I'm guessing you never saw it.
I did see it, but I
Oh,
don't
you did?
remember any of it.
Oh, I got you, boy. Don't worry about it. There was a scene in that movie where, because you know the bots, they can just like control the people in the Matrix like whatever they want, or the agents or whatever. So like, there's a scene in that movie where they're trying to stop Neo and Trinity, and they just start like throwing motherfuckers out of buildings, like making them like run out of their like high-rise apartment, like, you know what I mean? Like,
So
it
it's
was,
like the Russia unaliving of people there.
it was a sexy ass scene. The way that it was like filmed was actually really cool because it like starts off in like, it actually reminded me a lot of like that Gun Devil chapter where like the opening of the chapter is like some
Just-
random kid and is like, all right, mom, I'm off to play soccer with my friends. Like, okay, don't forget your juice box. And then you know, like, it's similar to that in in Matrix. It was like some random like couple together in bed, and then he gets like the guy just like stands up like all like Paranormal Activity creepy, and she's like, honey, what's wrong? And then he just like rushes the window and crashes through it, and then you like follow his body as it like falls and like almost hits them, and then there's like thousands of them just raining from these buildings. It was a cool thing. Yeah.
The Wachowskis are really great at like cinematography. They're
Yeah, they are.
as much as I shit on Zack Snyder, he's really good at it too. If he could just write a coherent plot.
Well, I mean, one of the Wachowskis actually, I don't remember which one, but she actually fully admitted that that fourth Matrix movie was like a total guilty
Corporate
pleasure thing for her. Yeah, it was one of those like, I know it's not needed at all, but like apparently she went through like a really rough patch in her life, and she was like, I think she lost her parents or something, and then she was like, well, you know what might make me feel better? Going back to these old, like, I haven't lost these characters. I can go back to them, you know? So,
Yeah.
like, yeah, so I understand. It was, I don't think it was terrible, but it was definitely one of those movies that's like, wow, this didn't need to exist at all. It was
like
fun.
the Winnie the Pooh movie I saw last night.
Wait, was it the horror one?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
It felt like
I
somebody
didn't realize
had
that came out.
Yeah, it came out. It felt like somebody had a really good idea for like a 30-minute YouTube short film, and then they got a lot of money and said, well, fuck it. Let's throw everything at the wall.
What theater was that playing in?
That was at like Celebration North, man. It was.
I mean, that is the theater that will play everything. Yeah.
I love it. I love me a schlocky, shitty horror movie, but when a movie called Dick Shark has a better plot than a Winnie the Pooh movie, you know you done fucked up. And they're trying to make a sequel. Well, I should say they are making a sequel. It's already been greenlit.
Hey, man, I don't know much about Dick Shark, but you know what is coming out soon? Cocaine Bear.
I am going to see that as well.
Vex, you have to take me with you to see Cocaine Bear. All right, come on, like that's a bro movie.
We will go and watch Cocaine Bear together. Fuck it. Why not?
Hell yeah. So you haven't already watched the ticket? Or you haven't already bought the tickets?
I have not.
Okay,
I usually
yeah.
wait till like the day before or the day of to buy a ticket there.
We'll go see Cocaine Bear. I wonder who else I could bring. When does that come out? Next Friday?
Yeah, I think it's next Friday. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Okay, who else would want to come to see Cocaine Bear? Bring Allie along. I don't know if she'd want. I'll see. I want to bring yeah. It might just be me and you. We'll see. We know what else we still have to do. We still have to go to like a fucking WWE event, even though it's
Yeah.
like with no one. I want to bring a sign that's like, I recognize none of these people. Who are you people?
Why the fuck not? I mean, getting day drunk there. Why? Like, absolutely.
We both just have to get the next day off.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a high functioning alcoholic. Still, why not?
And we can split the Uber home because Uber's so expensive.
Dude, no shit.
But yeah, no, chapter. Okay, so I gotta give massive props to my boy Yoshida, bro. He,
Oh
like,
yeah.
no fucking, not necessary to. You could have, if it was just, hey man, could you stay away from Denji? You could have just told her that on like the street, man. You brought her into a room, you poured her some coffee, you had like a minute long like philosophical conversation with her, and then by the way, all right, the real reason I'm here. Stay away from Denji. Why? I don't feel like telling you. Okay, bye.
Like, literally, at first I thought he was going to wine and dine her, take her out, be real nice, and she was, like, genuinely attracted to him for, like, 35 seconds there.
Well, that's the thing. So Asa's, I think one thing, Yoshida's, like, a genuinely good, well, okay, I get the vibe that he's a genuinely good dude. I really do. I'm sure we're going to get some horrible twist because it's a Fujimoto production, but, like, the vibe I'm getting is like, because here's the thing, Asa is in a state now where she is like so emotionally fragile that like basically any guy could probably have their way with her at this point.
Yeah, no, 100%. She is me.
Yeah, and like I'm going to headcanon that Yoshida is cool enough to be like, you know what, I'm not going to do that to her. You know, because Yoshida, you know, our headcanon is that he is he do be liking to fuck women, you know what I mean?
He is the le sex god here.
Yeah, hold on. There's like a horrible traffic jam, so sorry if I stutter a little bit. But yeah, no, le sex god, we love it. And like the fact that he's like, I don't know, he's been very adamantly like no from the beginning. Part of it probably has to do with the fact that he knows she has a devil in her.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it is probably he's above people like her, you know. Yoshida is a neurotypical god against neurodivergent ants here.
There's not a single neurotypical character in Chainsaw Man. Prove me wrong.
I'm now very happy that I decided to film this with you while I'm driving because I'm in what looks to be an unmoving traffic jam. So this is a good time-saving maneuver here.
The Vex Clutch recording where it's just a black screen and you have to splice in the fucking picture.
Well, so the last chapter I added in some doggos behind us, and we can discuss live here. What am I adding?
A corpse.
The Logan Paul.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely not.
Come on, age-gate the video, Red.
We are better than Logan Paul. We must be.
The last recording, I'm calling myself a fucking tranny. We are not better than Logan Paul.
Yeah, but you can say whatever you want about yourself. That's like the age-old rule. If you want to be able to say the N-word, be black. If you want to be able to say faggot, be gay. That's how it works.
Oh, shit. But yeah, no, I definitely think like just a corpse or like a crash test dummy on the ground if you want to be safe with YouTube would be the perfect one.
Buster from Mythbusters.
Yeah, go with that. You know, I don't think.
Well, we don't know if it's a person or a doll yet. I really want it to be Suicide Devil.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's talk about that, okay? Because like, if he really wants to do some like dark psychological horror shit, the Suicide Devil. Because like, here's the thing. Let's talk about this. I genuinely want it and do believe, because I didn't even consider the doll devil thing. I'll be honest with you. I could see that it makes sense. It could be, but like, one of the things that makes me believe that it's something worse than that is Nayuta specifically said, "Oh my God, this devil scent, it's the worst I've ever smelled." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which makes me think that like we have to be approaching like, maybe not, I'm going to say not primordial because like, this isn't the darkness devil or anything because that's like world ending, but like something below that, like on some typhoon level shit, right? Mm-hmm. Like this, I'm guessing that this is probably like the most powerful devil they've encountered part 2 so far. Like whatever this is, it's going to be like pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I think Suicide Devil would make a lot of sense because like, not only is it the fear, you can get dark with that because not only is it the fear of your own suicidal thoughts, right, which is a real thing. If you have suicidal thoughts, you are terrified of them creeping back in. But
100%.
Right, and it would also kind of condense within it the fear of your loved ones committing suicide as well, right? Mm-hmm. It'd be like all these different fears wrapped around suicide. I would love that if that's what it is, and I'd be so curious like how that kind of devil attacks like making these people kill themselves. Maybe it tries to like brainwash you into killing yourself, and that could get deliciously dark. And maybe that's part of the reason, obviously, a big part of the reason she's talking down herself so much right now is because she's having a genuine crisis with this whole like I want some human intimacy thing. But maybe that's one of the reasons, because like Yoru specifically was like you're being like extra harsh on yourself, right? Like more than usual, man. Maybe that's already the influence. If this is the suicide devil, maybe it's like tries to get into your head and like make you kind of want to kill yourself.
Yeah, and let's just dissect that a little bit further here, right? And it's psychologically like a proven fact that like if you jump from a building, like a tall building, right? Like this high-rise apartment complex that we're outside of. Like the farther down you go, the more you regret your decision because like you're breaking down like your thoughts and you're like, well, fuck it. And if nobody wants me, then why should I even want myself? Like let's kind of play on Asa's words here. And so she would be tempted to that by like a suicide devil, if that's what this is. But like the higher up she goes to jump, if that's where we're going here, the longer she'll have to regret that decision. Now, obviously, like Yoru would take over the body, theoretically, if she does succeed, because...
Well, we know that Yoru cannot take over her body if she's overcome with fear. And
right.
I imagine a lot of people are overcome with fear when they're about to kill themselves. So that could be a good way of like making it so Yoru can't stop this if it's
we
happening.
Could definitely have like a moment of like Yoru trying to talk her down from the like a jumper third eye blind moment.
Yeah, and like
whoa.
Like narratively, wouldn't that be some compelling ass reading? Like, God, can you imagine like a whole like bunch of chapters where like we're going through her mind psychologically? Like, I can see the deepness, the Shakespeare right there. You talked about how she's climbing the floors to kill herself, and as she's climbing the floors, we're like we're kind of like exploring the different layers of her mentality and her mind, and like it could be a really cool like deep ass like French indie film ass arc if we really wanted to.
Are we going to Wes Anderson fucking Chainsaw Man here?
Maybe. But we just got done with this whole like deep talk they had about how like, oh yeah, living alone is better. It's better to have parasocial relationships, I say. Which, by the way, that says a lot about Yoshida, right? Yoshida's like, yeah, which that kind of proves, I think goes to prove even more our headcanon about Yoshida, because I do believe he fucks, but I also do believe that he's not a relationship guy. He's a one-night stand guy. In fact, I think Yoshida's much like you, Vex. I think he's probably also had a couple relationships, realized once he's in them, he sucks at it, and I'm just going to stick to fucking, personally.
I'm just going to stick to being a hoe, and I totally understand where he's coming from there.
And that's the funny thing, too, because, like, Yoshida's trying to, like, level with Asa here. Like, yeah, dude, like, just stick to being a hoe, and she's like, I can't even do that.
I can't even get laid. God damn,
I'm a woman, and I can't even make a man want to fuck me. Tragic Asa.
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but Jesus Christ.
I love Asa so much. She's such a useless, like, do you remember that, like, there used to be a meme, it was like useless lesbian, although she's not a lesbian, but like, she's just like the epitome of like, I just love that, because like, she mentioned in this chapter that like one of her character flaws, and I'm sure you're relating to this too, is like being super confident that like someone likes her, and then like with no justification or basis for that confidence, and then being shot down, and then being super sad about it, and this happening over and over and over again, which implies that like even beyond what we've just seen in this part, this has probably been happening for a long time. You know what I mean? She's probably been on other dates where she's done the whole Wikipedia routine and like completely driven people away.
Yeah, and that's, you know, just talking into her character there. It's really funny to me reading this chapter because I relate to both of these characters on a very twisted level.
I almost said Kishimoto. God, blasphemy. Fujimoto. Their names are too similar, man. It's like the Antichrist and Jesus. Fujimoto he's just absurdly good at like naturalistic character development. I really, really like Asa. Oh God, hold on. My car was stuttering and it was scaring me.
The Red's car breaks down live in a recording.
Yeah, wouldn't that be amazing? No, I had to get on. You know when you get on an exit and you have to like get into the highway.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those moments, and my car was being a little sussy. Anyway, what were we saying? God damn it, I hate highways so much.
You're talking about like how Fujimoto's really great at naturalistic characters there, and you're right. Like every character in his series feels like it's an actual person. That's something that a lot of like, the more main. Well, I guess Chainsaw Man is technically mainstream now, but a lot of the more popular mainstream series.
Yeah. But that
struggle
almost
with that.
goes. Oh, good. Yeah, that almost goes to like another really impressive thing about Chainsaw Man is that as it gets mainstream, it doesn't lose its identity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like a lot of authors would have been tempted to kind of try to do what you know everything else does in order to keep. Oh, you know, because you get the popularity, and then your next fear is, oh God, how do I keep it?
Perfect example.
You know what I mean?
Perfect example is
Good.
Tetsuya Ito, the dude that writes Spy X Family. As it became more
Yeah.
popular, he started writing it more as a slice of life story because that's what worked.
Yeah, he started more Anya chapters,
Mhm.
more Anya.
And he's kind of admitted like he has zero attachment to his own story at this point. He's just doing it to like kind of survive, which 100% get your bag, you know, survive, because that is a very cutthroat industry. But at the same time, if you have no attachment to what you're writing, how the hell are you going to make it relatable and good?
It's unfortunate, and like that's the vibe. That's what I kind of like. I mean, it's very obvious that Fujimoto does not like change what he wants to do for anyone. I mean, the fact that he'll have like a whole chapter of just like, again, you know, Denji and Yoshida go to IHOP. You know, I mean, like he doesn't care. And like, I mean, the big swinging balls on this guy. I mean, like he will have some chapters where, I mean, even Allie, like we'll be reading, like I'll be like, oh, here's the new chapter for this week, and she reads it in like 2 minutes, and then it's done, and she's like, how the fuck does he get away with this? It's so like some of those chapters are so short, and yet I'm not mad. I'm a little mad, but like I'm not that mad because I'm like, man, it's still God tier.
Like I can read these chapters in like 2-3 minutes, and it's fascinating how much he gets away with and how he can convey so much in what seems like nothing.
He can't keep getting away with this.
But so I have legitimately no idea what his release schedule is at this point, though.
It's whenever the fuck he feels like it, I guess.
It's so fascinating when you break it down, like how Shonen Jump is changing to fit around the author's well-being. And
I kind of like it.
Like even One Piece is getting a lot of breaks now. And that's,
One Piece that's been going on for a bit. Oda was kind of the first actually to he almost pioneered this like not doing it every week thing. But it was actually because in Oda's case, it was actually the magazine that forced him to go on breaks because he's their golden boy, you know. So like this actually happened. I remember this actually happened around the time I graduated high school. He started to take his one break a month. So he does 3 chapters a month instead of 4. And that was around Punk Hazard ending in the beginning of Dressrosa. And as far as the story I heard was that, you know, this is back when he was smoking a pack a day, drinking alcohol, like a day drinker. And like his doctor was like, you're going to, also the 4 hours of sleep. And his doctor was like, you're going to die. You know what I mean? So like, they were like, okay, to take the breaks. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, I think that they've realized one is that, you know, modern day fans seem to not care as much. You know, we tend to be a little bit better about like, yeah, dude, take your breaks, right? You know, there's less separation, I think, between artist and art. You know, artists are more willing to come out and be like, yeah, they overworked me and it's fucked up, you know, and as that became a more regular talking point, I think companies want to avoid the allegations of like overworking their artists and
like
stuff.
Mappa is facing right now.
Which one? Who?
Mappa is facing that right now.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, no doubt. You know, but... Yeah, so I mean,
you know, it's a big topic when even Chibi is making multiple videos about it.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen. I'll have to go check it out. I had heard vague rumors about that, but I don't know any of the details. But
it's mostly related to like the Attack on Titan anime.
Oh yes, I did see. I saw like a video of like behind the scenes, and the guy had like bags under his bags under his bags under his eyes.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up how overworked he looks, and obviously, like, given how the release schedule for that anime is, like, I don't doubt that it's being, you know, overworked to
The fact that they keep splitting it up, it's clear that they've been delaying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the production is wrought with shit, clearly. There's actually a cool, that Totally Not Mark YouTuber. I'm sure you've seen him every once in a while. He actually went into recently one of the rare exceptions of an anime that actually had like a really good production behind the scenes where like it treated its workers with respect and it didn't rush anything was Mob Psycho. That's one of the reasons why it took so long to get the season 3. Apparently Mob Psycho, it was like the picturesque example of like how to do it without like abusing your workers, because apparently it was just like, yeah, take your time with not like there was no rush apparently. And maybe it's because it doesn't have like an ongoing manga, so it's like there's no like time release, like you can just come out whenever because the manga's been over for a while.
Right.
But yeah, like Mob Psycho, that's one of the reasons I think Mob Psycho is so good, is because like everyone working on it is really happy and chill.
Yeah, I think that's why like the SAO movies have been doing really well, is because there's no like release schedule, because they're basically semi caught up with the progression manga.
Oh yeah.
And the only thing that I will say about that is A1 Pictures needs to never touch CGI again.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah,
have you seen Ant-Man? The new one.
Oh yeah, the new Ant-Man. I did see it. Yes.
So like the monsters in the new Sword Art Online movie were on the level of MODOK.
MODOK. That we should talk about that movie at some point too. Maybe on our own personal time, but like, interesting thought. Anyway, let's. There's a couple more things to talk about with Chainsaw Man here, and then we can wrap it up. Oh, my voice. I'm still fucking struggling. I liked Denji kind of being like, what's the point of being Chainsaw Man anymore? You're just gonna cock block me at every turn.
I honestly feel bad for Denji because he's right.
No, it's true. Yeah, I mean, well, because like his motives are strange anyway. I mean, like for a while, his only motive to be Chainsaw Man, I mean, is literally to get like a harem of bitches, right? Like, and like, but now it seems like if I read this correctly, Nayuta has like kind of shifted him to be like, hey, instead of girlfriend, just come out as Chainsaw Man and have like a whole crowd of adoring fans. You can get way more love that way. And then he's like, all right, which is funny. I think that like theming wise, it ties in with the conversation that Yoshida had about parasocial relationships, right?
Right.
So like, I guess it seems like Nayuta has convinced him, like, rather than trying to get like a girlfriend, just have a bunch of parasocial fans, right? And like, I'm assuming, because I don't see Denji giving up pussy, I don't see that. So like, I'm assuming the deal here is like, I don't mind if you're fucking your groupies and it's like one night stand shit, and then like you come home and it's whatever. I just don't want to see it. I assume is what Nayuta's saying, right? Like, I just don't want it to be a whole relationship. I don't want to see the drama of a relationship. You can get all your fans, fuck all of them. I don't care. I just don't want to see it.
Become a Minecraft YouTuber, Denji.
Yeah, exactly. Become a Minecraft YouTuber, Denji. Yeah, I think that I assume that that's the direction we're going, which is unfortunate because, like, at least as far as I'm concerned, she's pushing him down a path of less happiness there, right? Because she's pushing him away from trying to structure an actual wholesome relationship and into parasocial, right? Like,
which is a form of control.
Which is makes sense, right? So there's a lot of, actually, this chapter felt like a really peak chapter because like the theming is spot on. There's like more than just one scene. There's actually 3 scenes. There's a lot going on in this chapter. Go ahead.
It's just like in that element of control, like having been in the music space for a while, like the actual parasocial relationship can take on many forms too. It's not just like that sexual nature. It's also like that emotional attachment to those people and the
oh yeah.
As much as we like to shit on My Hero Academia, like the entire world has a parasocial relationship with the heroes in that.
Yep.
Like to the level of like an Avengers level. So.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot more to parasocial relationships. I agree. Like your favorite YouTuber is a perfect example, right? Like some people will watch so obsessively, and like it's not just the whole like, oh, I just watch them and they're fun entertainment, but like some people really like they start to feel like, yeah, no, I'm really their friend, and like I donate to them and they talk to me, and then if they were ever told by that YouTuber like, no, we're not friends, I don't even know you, they would like flip out and spaz. Yeah,
it can go dark in a lot of ways, which is why I kind of like this tackling of parasocial relationships, because in a way, Fujimoto's kind of getting to his own fans here because everybody feels overly attached to the series sometimes.
Well, I think that's Fujimoto is clearly a guy who understands the dangers of that because, like, I don't know if you've noticed, he's one of those manga that don't put out any pictures of him at all.
Right, like there's just those few like things that have been found.
Old things, yeah. And he stays very out of public life as far as I can tell.
Which is a smart way to go about it with this.
Especially when your shit's this popular, because no doubt there's some people that. I mean, have you seen the people that were like Makima groomers? And like, there will be people that will like be like, because he wrote that character, it means he's a groomer. Like, it's weird, fucking.
Like,
no, if your thing is popular enough, you will have people that want you dead. Just because it's very.
It's the same way. I feel the same way about that as I feel about like the whole like anybody that plays or streams or does content on like the Hogwarts game is a transphobe. You know, like you cannot lump both of those into the same thing. They are not the same. You know. But.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know Hassan, right? We've talked about Hassan Piker, the streamer. He wanted to do a thing, which I thought would have been a really funny, like, really great idea. He wanted to play the Hogwarts Legacy game, but while he played it, raise funds for like trans charities.
Yeah, and he
which I think, can you imagine the headline? Because he's like one of the #1 streamers. Right. So imagine if he played Hogwarts Legacy and raised like $1 million for trans stuff. That would be such a flex. But his audience literally bullied him out of playing it. So that's like $1 million less to like trans stuff. Yeah.
Look at the direct impact that particular subset of quote unquote allies are creating there. And instead of like allowing people to like and he wasn't the only one that was trying to do like donation streams out of it. There was a whole plethora of streamers trying to band together to mass donate shit to like Trans Lifeline and all that. And they just like, it's not worth the fucking drama, you know? We're trying to do good, but you will not let us do good because we're buying a fucking game to play on a stream. It's fucking retarded. I hate it.
You need to look at like what you're going to achieve. There's a term for it. I think it's utilitarian, right? It's like, okay, what are you going to achieve from this? Is there even a chance of this boycott being successful? We all knew that there was no chance of this. I mean, we saw how successful it was, and it was obvious how successful it was going to be from the beginning, right? So if there's literally no chance of it succeeding, don't make a fool out of yourself. There are other things to do, like the charity thing, But anyway, I'm just kind of scrolling through the chapter now to see if there's anything I missed here. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I love Asa. She's so socially broken. I mean, the fact that she's like, oh my, maybe he noticed me after I asked him out, right? It's very funny. Let's see here. The thing I want you to say from Denji. It's so fucked up how he's just like, well, I'm not going to tell you why. I'm glad we had this chat, though. Bye. It's fucked up.
Like, Yoshida, I really want to see more from him, and I'm glad that we're getting it slowly here, because he is such an intriguing character.
Yeah, I genuinely can't tell if he's, like, a chill dude or fucked up. And then we have this scene with Nayuta here. I like that she's like, she wants him to continue being Chainsaw Man. Like, her thing is, I want to watch you fight. Come on. Which is, like, I think kind of almost, it's interesting because Nayuta really is, like, a childlike, innocent version of Makima, you know? Right. Because Makima was a huge, quote-unquote, huge fan of Chainsaw Man.
Exactly.
The biggest fan, right? And, like, Makima, of course, I think kind of getting back to the parasocial here, Makima's version of fandom for the Chainsaw Man was wanting to control him, right? Whereas, at least as of now, Nayuta is more like, I just want to watch. But at the same time, she is like pushing him to do stuff that he doesn't want to do. So it's interesting.
It really is.
Parasocial is like a big theme here. And like the fact that like Yoshida has mentioned that by name is really interesting. Like I said, this is one of the best chapters in a while. It feels like there's a lot to talk about.
They're really, like, on that subject of parasocial, do you think maybe that's hinting at like what Yoshida is? Like maybe a parasocial devil?
Well, I don't think... I do think he's a human because he has a contract with the devil. Can devils make contract with other devils?
It's Fujimoto. Like, the rules have never been overly clear with that. Like, maybe that's one of the devils he's contracted with. because he does try to play every side in every fight. We've seen it.
I think people are misunderstanding the devil system, because remember, Luke had that in our Discord, had that strange theory as well, where he was like, I don't even remember what he said, like the loneliness devil. I think you got to remember that it's based around things that are like feared. People don't really fear parasocial stuff. If anyone does, it's like YouTube. It'd be like a tiny amount of people, right? And especially in like the 90s, I mean, that's a term that like barely anyone would know. So I don't think that devil would be that powerful. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So I'm gonna say I don't think so. I think that's going a little too literal with it. I think I do think he's a human as well. I don't think he's a devil. He's definitely got some shit going on. But I don't think he's a devil though.
All right. I was just like playing it from like the angle of like.
Oh yeah. I can't give you any alternative theories, but I just don't think he's a devil. That's all.
Yeah. He's definitely scheming something, and I'd like to see where it's at. And
oh yeah,
like having him be the guardian, so to speak, of somebody that's suffering so much as Denji is under an infant form of the controlled devil is an interesting choice, because he seems to give like the littlest amount of fucks possible about everything other than himself.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because like one of the conversations we've been having, because he said right away that like, oh, I work for an organization that is a vested interest in you living a normal life, right? And like, as sus as that sounds, every action he's taken up till now has seemed to genuinely be one of wanting to protect Denji. I mean, even here, like, he could have had a long, sussy conversation with her, but he literally is just like, just stay away from Denji. Because, he knows, I assume, that she's trying to kill him. Right. But at the same time, Asa, such a mess. She's such a mess right now, because, like, I think she's even forgotten about the whole kill thing. Because, like she, that was the goal, but she fell in love with him. Like, it's just such a mess. She doesn't know what to do. And, like, even Yoru wasn't even mentioning in this chapter. She's like, the fact that Yoru, the war devil, is like, hey man, stop beating up. You're beating yourself up so much.
Yeah, it's literally like Yoru turned into the therapy devil here for a minute. Like, you good, man? You need a drinky? You need to talk about it?
It's just, I mean, like. And that's why I like your theory that you said earlier in this video about maybe Yoru having to talk her out of killing herself. Again, I would love to see him go this dark, because I think the one thing missing from part 2 so far is that like same level of darkness. It feels a lot lighter in tone, which is fine as long as it eventually gets dark. So like, that's what I want to see.
The question is, how long till we get really fucked up here? Because it's Fujimoto. It's going to get fucked up. Do you think the next chapter is going to be the like mass suicide of those people, or driving Asa into her own demise, or are we going to see a couple chapters of like the talking down, so to speak?
Sorry, my sister was trying to FaceTime me and I had to put her on hold. Yeah. Can you ask that question one more time?
So do you think we know it's going to get dark. Do you think it's going to be next chapter, or do you think we're going to wait a while and build up to that really dark moment of like maybe suicide ideation here?
I mean, unfortunately, I'm not super confident that's going to happen for sure, because Fujimoto's always throwing me off with what's going to happen,
That is true.
I'd like it to happen, because I don't really know what else this could be. I guess it could be the doll devil, but like, why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Eternity Devil made sense to an extent, because it's like, all right, we're trapping you in sure, I guess. But like,
yeah. I mean, we also had the bat and the cockroach pop up too, so.
When did Cockroach show up in part 1?
It was like,
I don't remember that.
It was one of the. I think it was one of the off-screen ones, like the tomato. Let me double check.
I can check as well. Oh God, my voice can only handle so much. Cockroach Devil.
Nope, he was a part 2 exclusive.
Yeah.
So yeah, never mind.
Look how fucking big he is. He's like as big as a Titan, man.
I mean, have you ever lived around a cockroach? That is a very valid fucking fear, okay?
Oh yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't think I would have forgotten that from 1. And plus, I just recently reread it with Allie, so yeah, no, he wasn't there. Yeah, I'm hoping it's Suicide Devil. I think that'd be fucking cool. We still got Fammy fucking around, so I mean, I suppose this could be some Fammy shenanigans. I didn't even think about that until just now.
That is very true. It could be Fammy just driving a bunch of people to the front to be like, zombified.
Well, I know that doesn't really tie in with famine, but like, she was famine, right? That's why she's calling herself Fammy. Yeah. So like, but at the same time, I'm trying to think because didn't she? Well, I'm trying to remember. No, because I was trying to remember what she did during the school. She just like brought Yuko back to life, right? And like made her stronger. But she hasn't like controlled anyone like zombies. That's not a thing she's done. So yeah, I think if it was up to me, I'd want this to be a new devil. Like a brand new devil where we don't know what's gonna happen. That's what I want. I want it to be the Suicide Devil, and I want to have like a fucked up, trippy, dark ass experience through Asa's mental state because I think that's where we're at with Asa. She's at like one of her lowest points here, and I think it'd be cool to now have a moment where we're solving that narratively, right? It's not just sitting down and having a therapy session, but it's also sitting down and having a therapy session, but in a shonen. So it's like we're manifesting her suicidal thoughts in the form of the Suicide Devil. I think that'd be very cool.
Yeah, it's so fascinating because it can take so many different interpretations. I love that. I really do want it to be that instead of the dolls because the dolls, as creepy as they were, Santa Claus more so, but the dolls really, like, yeah, cool. They're essentially husks, whatever. But like the manifestation of your suicidal thoughts is such a dark concept that it plays on something that Fujimoto would really just be perfect for.
I would love it, yeah.
Because we have seen in Fire Punch how dark this man can get.
Yeah. No, I really hope that's what it is. Because the people looking at her, I don't know. You said back in the day you did watch Black Mirror, right? Yeah. It reminds me of that episode of Black Mirror where everyone's like filming her on their phone, just following her wordlessly. And like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I hope that's what it is. I really do. But I mean, I could be like, I have no. It's so hard to know for sure. So we'll have to see.
This is the hardest series in the world to predict. You know, there are a million ways this man can take the series, so it definitely is like one of those like we gotta wait to see, but we gotta wait 2 weeks to see now. And
I know.
It's a struggle when he does this release schedule because like there's a million theories going on. And then when none of them happen, we're like, God damn it. And then we got to wait.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I think I've probably run out of things to say here. I just, yeah, I'm hoping. Let's see.
So we've kind of got our predictions out of the way, too. Like, shit, we really wrapped this one in a neat little bow in 40 minutes, Red.
The only other thing I can say is it's kind of funny because, like, Nayuta wakes up and says, I smell something nasty, and her head is on Denji's ass. So I genuinely thought that it was going to be a fart joke at first. I thought she was going to be like, oh my god, I smell a devil.
Add one to the chart, Dad.
Yeah, the official fart chart. No, I genuinely thought it was going to play out like this. I thought it was going to be like, oh my god, this devil's I've never smelt a devil this bad. This is the worst devil. And then like it just zooms out and it's just like, oh, this is your ass.
Little fart cloud. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I really want a chapter of just Denji ripping ass after eating Chipotle.
I don't usually have as much issues with Chipotle as like just Taco Bell. Taco Bell fucks me up. Chipotle's all right. But yeah, no, I'm also I have one other question. This is the first. I need you to go to the first page in the chapter. All right.
All right.
Oh, and something to point out as well. I have a question and something to point out on page 1.
Okay.
You there?
Let me load this back up. It's taking forever to load.
Hurry up.
I have no control over Visa servers, unfortunately. Come on.
Look at the little plushie of Chainsaw Man. Do you see it?
Oh my god, it is a thing.
Did you? Well, because it makes it because a lot of the Devil Hunting Club members are Chainsaw Man fans. But then the actual question is, are you on that page now?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Keurig over there on the right?
What the fuck?
And like when were those up? I'm gonna Google when those were invented. But like I was like, you're kind of taking me out of the 1998 immersion here, Fujimoto.
Well, I mean, there's been coffee pots similar to Keurigs that were in like industrial settings, like the.
Oh shit! Fujimoto's a god.
What?
Fujimoto's a fucking deity.
What?
You're gonna shit your pants. I can't believe. All right, hold on. I'm gonna fucking send this to you, okay?
Oh my
It's
god.
better if I just send this to you, all right? And then, are you ready? Are you on Facebook? Okay, here it comes. Hold on, wait. I need to draw like an epic red arrow. All right, here we go. Ba-boom! I can't fucking believe that.
I give up.
1998 is when they were invented. This man Googled that shit. He's like, are they there? Oh, yeah, dude. This school got the very first Keurig.
Motherfucker.
This brand new invention. Wow. That's actually props to you, Fuji. I thought I got you on something. I thought I had you. I thought I fucking caught you slipping.
I was gonna say, like, they're like in restaurants and shit, they have similar designed coffee pots back then, but like they were Keurigs.
They got good school funding probably for the Devil Hunting Club specifically because that's like their version of like join the army, kids. It's like, we'll treat them well while we're here. Entice them into the army recruitment zone.
If I can be groomed by the U.S. government at 18, I should be able to be, whatever the fuck I want to be.
Be what you wanna be. Dead on the floor.
Honestly, after this chapter, maybe.
Well, that was a great chapter and a great discussion. Peace, Reno.
Peace.